Hey everybody, I'm here with Tom Scheponik from Gringo Motel out of our very own Philadelphia. We've been frequenting some of his shows, had him over at the studio. We've been corresponding for a few years now, and you've been stacking up releases for many years, and you have something new coming out, and just as like so we can get a big picture is what is the story behind Gringo Motel and welcome to the show.
Yeah. Gringo Motel is an art and music project that started about 1999, and basically it's a motel. I would bring in people, like I'd write songs, write parts, get people to play them, get shows, do an album. And people can stay as long as they want. There's no, if you want to leave, that's fine, great, but it's like a collective type thing that's turned into, in the past 12 years, into something more solid, where we've had the same members and we're all feeding off each other now, and we're writing songs together instead of just me writing most of the stuff.
That's awesome. And now you're a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 piece.
5 piece, yeah. And
that's the majority of the time. Although we've seen you play in both like a 5 piece and a 4 piece.
Yeah, there's a 4 pieces we get together the most. The trumpet / trombone player, we get him when we can. Yeah, we've done a 2 piece, 3 piece. We've done guitar, sax, and drums, and just did a show that way. That was pretty cool. I think the most people we've had was 6. We had an accordion player, and
nice.
It was fun. But now the 4 pieces, like I would say, the core, and then we have the horn, the other horn that comes in also. So
who is all right? So. Give me a rundown of the guys in the band as of right now.
Okay, we have Mark Gallagher. He plays tenor sax. We have Richard Pisano. He plays drums. Gary Zampini plays bass. Chris Toleneo plays trumpet / trombone.
Nice. I was. I'm always impressed with what a band can do with the room when they play. Now, I saw you play at Kung Fu Necktie, and we've all seen a number of clubs in our day.
Yeah.
And that was just a beautiful night. Being like a punk rock club from back in the day, it's still a beautiful stage.
It's beautiful stage. Lighting's great. The sound's always good there.
Yeah, and it was pretty amazing. I looked over at Jen as soon as that first drum beat hit, and she's like, "Oh!" Like she wasn't expecting it to be like this big. She saw the horns come out, and she had no idea what to expect. And with all honesty, it's got to be one of her. Your band is one of her favorites that she's met along the way. There's also the Bigustas came out with a record recently. Mm-hmm. And she listened to one of them, and there was a lot of like the Ronettes, Phil Spector vibes going on with this surf. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, cool.
But just being in this garage, you had the horns hooked up to a PA.
Yeah.
So, which is pretty useful if you as they say, reading the room. Like if you it's better to have and not need than the other way around.
Correct. Yeah. I just have a small PA just for the horns, and because our amps get loud enough, the drums are loud. So I actually just threw that into the car. I was like, we'll just bring it. case.
Yeah, you don't know how bare bones the operation would have been.
Yeah. I kind of figured that. So I was like,
good.
We don't need to. Like, we played many shows in some dives where, they have like one mic for a PA system, or they don't even have a PA system, and like we played without, miking the horns and stuff like that. We just kind of put them up front a little bit, and it's fine. Those are good. Those are great shows.
All right, so I want to talk about this is gonna air mid-December, third week in December. Tell me where you're gonna be at as far as the new album. I know, the songs are written. I believe you told me that they were recorded and you're in the process of getting it to the release stage.
Yeah, everything's mastered. I went through and mastered it all, so the audio is done. Now I'm working on the artwork, and it takes time because I've been getting a little bit fried from mixing and then mastering it, and I took some time, taking a little bit of time away from it.
Yeah. Now the reason that being fried from listening to your own music over and over and over is an old tale, right? But you work. That's your job pretty much every day. You go in and you get to work on other people's music, and so that's all on top of what you get to do for yourself.
Yeah, right.
So tell our viewers what it is a little bit about who you work for and what it is you do.
I'm a mastering engineer for the Sound Lab at Disc Makers. So it's a large independent replication company. We do books, we do records, we do CDs. We just do mastering also. I've been there for about 29 years. I've mastered probably well over 12,000 records.
Wow.
And every day is something new, and all qualities, good, bad, well known, and the ugly. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but it's great. I love what I do, and it challenges your mind on how you can fix problems that people caused.
Yeah.
So you get lucky and you get great sounding stuff. Then you don't have to do much.
When you get to the part where you have to master it, so you've gotten to the recording part, you've got to the mixing part, and they send you what I'm guessing is some sort of wave or MP3, or some digital format. We used to send DAT tapes or whatever in my band, but they always say you can fix it in post, whatever mistakes you make, but once you get it, as a man who masters it, how many times have you said, they just must have missed this 4 or 5 different times they had the chance to get this part right, and it still has to go through me.
Oh yeah, you hear bad edits. Like some people put an edit in and they don't put a fade, but, just to fix the edit, so there's the in and out of the edit is fine. So there's a pop. I have tools and stuff like that. I can actually go in there and knock it right out. And some things like that. And sometimes we splice some stuff. Like this chorus is bad. I need I want this chorus at the first part, and we can do some of that stuff. And,
oh, nice.
Sometimes you can't. As long as it's consistent, you can do it. Sometimes it's creative, and sometimes,
right. What are some of? I know you can't name all, and some may be super secret. But what are some of the more recent projects you got to work on that you're kind of proud of? Without leaving anybody out that might think they're one.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't think anybody well known that I've done recently. It's been 29 years. There's a lot of. I did an Eminem record before he got famous. I did stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did stuff for the band live. Richie Havens, ICP, Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of no-name stuff that's really excellent. That people probably might not even heard of them, or they probably don't even have that much following. But there's some really nice stuff that they've done.
Yeah. Being that disc makers and you are located in New Jersey, there's the tri-state area, and in southeastern Pennsylvania, in New Jersey, are like that whole area, Asbury Park, and like is like rich with like just tons of bands, and especially like locally that aren't just national acts that are working musicians. And then you have Vincent and Magdalena from High Tide down in Jersey. I don't know how close they are to where you are.
That's about an hour and a half away.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
So you just got done mastering. How is the artwork coming along? As anybody can see, kind of up there, we have your cool logo.
We got this. This is what the front cover will. He's similar.
Nice.
So I got to work on that, work on the text and the layout of it and stuff. And work up a back cover.
How many iterations did that go through, or was it just kind of like, I don't know, being an artist is kind of out of my wheelhouse. Yeah. So I don't know where the process is when you kind of like put art to music.
I sometimes I plan years ahead.
Really?
So yeah. I'll have a painting that I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be for this album, and but I haven't even written that album yet, or I have an idea of that album. I have little workings for that album. I'm like, oh no, I'm putting this album together. That will be this album. So I had this idea probably like 10 years. I just painted this album, but I was like, I had a drawing of it. I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do, and so I had that plan. I'm like, oh no, this will be for the game show themed album.
Yeah, I wanted to. You mentioned that when you were here. I want you to talk about. I mean, the album title is. It's cool enough for alone, but I want you to tell me the whole idea behind the game show.
The album's called "Come On Down," like Price is Right. Like, growing up, being sick, you stay home and 11 o'clock comes on and you watch The Price is Right. And you listen to that music. You listen to, 60s big band stuff like Herb Alpert, Booker T, and the MGs, Dave Pike, there's a John Guzan trio, like an organ trio type of, and Hugo Montenegro. Like, it's kind of like that big bandy type thing, like a little bit of show tuney, not a little bit, but there's twang to it, there's some exotica to it, and you just have like that kind of. I've been like, I want to write an album like that, and then what's my theme? Here's my theme, and then the stories start coming out, like all the parts that interrelate to it.
Nice. Yeah, and I think we had a conversation about that before the interview. Is every day, that was sick day washing from when you're home from school. Yeah. You're in the bed, the TV's on. There's either hot dogs or popcorn or some shit. Yeah. Some unhealthy snacks standing by, and they used to be like art letter, Card Sharks, Price is Right,
10,000 Pyramid.
Oh my God, yeah, the $10,000 Pyramid, and what was the other one where they were on Let's Make a Deal? But then there's the the dude, I can't remember. There's always like these comedians on it, and they were always like wild. There was like a panel of them.
Hollywood Squares.
There's Hollywood Squares, but there was another one where there were kind of just two rows, and they had like the same guys on it. The one dude wound up being in Cannonball Run of all movies, the second one.
That's funny. I don't remember the name of it.
All right, so the reason we connected originally was because of surf. Mm-hmm. My connection to surf. You're an instrumental band. That's just one of the many elements. As the name Gringo applies, there's a kind of old Western mariachi. You describe the music as mariachi surf.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were describing the record, but like what? There must have been. Was it Morricone? Like what was the catalyst for this whole Gringo Motel idea?
Okay, so I used to listen to the Ventures a lot. I used to listen to a lot of mariachi records. I used to clean the house and just blast mariachi records. So that when I was in college, that's when Pulp Fiction came out, and my friend went to the record store and he was like, "I want Pulp Fiction type music," and they gave him this new band at the time called Friends of D. Martinez. And basically, it's just, beautiful soundtrack type stuff with like lap steel as the main instrument, has big Tex-Mex vibes, slight surf to it, a little soundtracky. And he got it, came back, and goes, "I bought you this. It's like you're gonna like this." And because he knew what I would listen to and stuff like that. I was like, "Listen, that's exactly what I was like looking to combine and write." And it took a couple years, and then I just started writing in that realm. And I watch a lot of David. I used to watch a lot of David Lynch, and just how things go. And I like visuals and music going on at the same time, and oddball stuff. The weirder, the better. And just starting to write. Just having feelings while you're looking at something. Could be a piece of art, could just be a piece of trash, could be anybody, just a person, and you're looking at it and a song pops in your head, or a melody might pop in your head, or even just a rhythm, watching somebody walk. You're like, oh, okay. And I kind of take that sometimes and put it into a song.
Nice. Where did you go to college?
Duquesne University out in Pittsburgh.
Oh, nice. There's a lot of great surf bands out in Pittsburgh right now. Harrisburg, all the way out to Pittsburgh, central and western Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So, your acts of choice, the Most Right. Tell me why that particular beautiful red Most Right. You chose that one. Of all the guitars you could use, especially since mariachi would be played essentially on a nylon string.
Yeah.
And a surf would be typically a Fender, but there's a lot of Most Right involved, in, like say the Ventures and such. But why that particular?
When I first started Gringo, I bought this handmade nylon string guitar on eBay for like $100, handmade in Mexico. Some guy and it should have went for way more, but nobody bid on it because nobody knew anything about it. I got it, fell in love with it. The thing's awesome, and I played the crap out of it. And so I write all the stuff on that. But then when I first started playing, that's why I would play. I just played the nylon string. For a while there, we were an acoustic trio, upright bass and two acoustics, and it was fun. The progression of the album. So each album introduces a new instrument or some other different variation of that instrument. So the first album, I had a airline guitar from the 60s. And then the second album, I had actually, for the one time in my life, I did own a Telecaster Fender. I like oddball guitars, so it didn't really click with me. so I got rid of it, and that's when I started getting into Gretches. And I probably had 5 or 6 Gretches, vintage ones. That Gretsch is like my main instrument. I have like right now I have 3 of them, 2 54s and a 58.
Oh wow,
they're real nice. You know, they feel good in your hands, and but then, you know, for 19 years I was like, I need to get a Mosrite combo. I'm not a venture model, not anything else, just a Mosrite combo, which is rare. And I finally found one at a good price, and I got that one. And then now I just have I have another one. It's a National Valpro. It's a Rezo glass guitar, kind of like a Jack White guitar, but a little bit different. And that's my newest one I have. But the Mosrite, all of the songs that were on this album were written on the Mosrite. So
oh nice.
So all those parts were written on the Mosrite. So when I play them on the other guitars, sometimes they don't feel right, because they might be a little bit more upbeat. And the Gretsch, my Gretsch is like it's like a acoustic guitar, like hollow body, but it's an electric guitar, but the way it plays more like acoustic. Mm-hmm. So this one, the Mosrite, the action's really similar. Some of these things are more, they need to be like Tiki, like up
yeah,
surfy, and
yeah.
So that, and the Mosrite feels good. It looks good. It sounds great. I can't. That's the Mosrite and the Gretsch are my two.
Nice. Right, now, when you say I watched a handful of Jack White videos because, like, quite honestly, the guy's just obsessed with different sounds, and being that his band was a 2-piece, he had to kind of like take a heavy burden of the playing on himself. So maybe just kind of give me an example of how somebody would know what a Jack White guitar, what you're referencing.
Here. This is the guitar. It's made out of fiberglass. It's actually,
oh wow!
There's a piece of wood in the middle, and then there's 2 pieces right here. This comes off, and that's how you get to the electronics back here. And yeah, it's wild. It's considered a semi-hollow. But yeah, there's a piece of wood that runs down the middle for stability, and then which is all fiberglass.
So what are the specifics of the electronics? Because if you just see him playing something simple like Seven Nation Army, that's it doesn't sound like one guitar, but he's doing it all. If you watch him play live,
when you're like a 2-piece, that's the thing. When you use less people, you use more effects. And
right.
That helps out. It's also playing, but playing something simple can sound bigger also.
Yeah.
That room to grow. And, so.
What is it specifically like? Other than what you mentioned, what are the electronics? What makes that unique? Like you said, oddball as standing apart from other guitars.
It's got a thick neck, so most guitar players don't like it. Feels like a baseball bat. Something I like though. It only has 1 pickup, and basically it has 1 pickup with 3 different tones. It's like, but I modded it so they're not as drastic. And these are just volume for each tone, and that's just your master volume. So it's real basic. And I modded it so basically all 3 settings are very similar, because the one was like, it was all bass, no bass, and then just normal, and you just basically left it on. So
okay.
I made it so it's like, just a slight roll off, and then a true treble key. So it's like just very subtle. And,
nice.
It's more usable.
Awesome. So your PA was, I believe you said it was a Fender, right?
Fender Passport 250.
Which is pretty wild. But what is your amp of choice?
In the studio, I have well, live I have a '79 Fender Deluxe Reverb. So it's an old school, point to point amp, and I've modded it a little bit, and but that's my main amp live. In the studio, I have it's a 1960s Airline amp. It was like one of these little tiny little amps with an 8-inch speaker, 5 watts, and it just had tone and volume. And I basically took that out and put it into a Fender Tweed style amp that has a 12-inch speaker. And I put a Surfy Bear Reverb kit. This is back when Surfy Bear just sold the kits.
Yeah, there was just those little, the little, was it like the pan and like a couple of electronics?
They just sold the electronics. You had to get
okay.
Yeah, and so people put them in like a little lunchbox or something like that.
Yeah.
Box. I put it into a chassis on an amp, and basically have it wired so you can plug in and out of it, and then plug into the amp. So it's all right there as like bait into the amp. So I have a 5-watt studio amp that has reverb, and with the 80-watt Alnico speaker in there. The thing sounds awesome. And
I bet those early Surfy Bears were hard to come by.
You can't find them now. Yeah. I try to look. 'Cause I was like, I should get another one. Well, like the kits.
How did you get a hold of that? Did you talk to Bjorn himself?
No. It might have been, was it Surf Guitar 101 or something like that? That website.
Oh yeah.
About it, because there's a whole like support on there.
Oh yeah.
It's like 140 pages or something like that. It's like
yeah.
When you're building it and stuff like that, you can get links and stuff.
Oh, nice.
I can't remember if it was that or if it was for like Facebook or something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, you could really, if you go to Surf Guitar 101, you could be on there, like, get on at like 8 o'clock at night and be there till 2 in the morning easy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love doing research. I love looking up stuff, looking up things.
Yeah.
Like modding.
Yeah.
Well, modding and trying to do it myself. And hopefully not blow things up.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
So, all right, Tom, it was great to meet you and your band. There's going to be a link in the description where people can buy all your releases. You have vinyl release as of right now. You have CDs, digital. What are your plans for the release of the new record?
Definitely vinyl. Might do CD. I don't know. Also, but vinyl and digital.
Okay.
It'll be on Bandcamp, but yeah, basically GringoMotel.com has links to everything. It takes you. Everything's embedded on the site, so you can listen to everything on there. But it's basically from Bandcamp.
Awesome. The last time we saw you in Philadelphia, you said you were pretty much done for the year. That was kind of smack dab in the summer. But now you're coming to the tail end of production. Like, what does it look like after the new year as far as show wise? When are you going to start picking that back up?
We got to talk about it as a band. Like when we kind of take some time off and relax, have people, families, and, other bands and stuff like that. And I have a whole other album that's halfway done. So it's like,
oh my god!
So I need to work on that one. Then we're learning new songs. I have a whole another full album. That's ready to be learned. We have a lot of songs.
You're using your time wisely.
Yeah, the pandemic was a big thing. Like I was nonstop writing.
Good. So, some people, as you could have probably seen online, some people had like a, the posts would be like just like nonstop day drinkers posting stuff, and they would just like there was jokes about how much they could drink back and forth, and like everybody was getting loaded. And then I saw this other side, especially amongst independent musicians, where they would just start being really prolific. You know, they would just do nothing but record and jam virtually, and there was a lot of those cool videos coming out. Bands virtually. How much of that were you got doing as a band collectively?
We didn't do anything virtually. We would just talk here and there. That was about it. I would send them stuff all the time. Like, here's. I gotta shoot some videos. Like, all right, it's good. And then Mark, our sax player, had a nice garage, and so like the one time I went out there and we kind of got a little bit of a distance to it and shot a couple videos and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Like, this can work. Then my other friend, we started writing an album, and then now we'll get Gringo involved on it and stuff like that. And that happened during the pandemic. But yeah, we were just nonstop writing stuff. Yeah.
Now, so you're writing. I'm guessing predominantly for Gringo Motel, but are there other projects or bands that you're jamming with? Or do you even have time?
I calmed down. I was in like 5 projects at one time, and it was a lot. It was a lot. It was different styles too, and you're trying to keep things straight, but you knew like, this day of the week is this day of the week is this band. This Gringo has always been on Tuesdays, so we have Gringo Tuesday, and that's so we post. I make sure I try to post something on Gringo Tuesday every Tuesday, and so we came up with Gringo Tuesday, Tuesday, which is staying true to Tuesday during the pandemic. Like Rich and I just guitar and drums would get together and write stuff, just like so.
When I watch him play, he is like in between songs, he's very communicative, but like during like the songs, he's just kind of like in his bubble, and like
he's in his zone. And sometimes it's fun.
Well, I mean that in a good way, because he's really got a great groove.
It is. It's sometimes you can stare at him, and his eyes are shut the whole time, and you're just like staring.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, that's good muscle memory.
Yeah.
Cool, Tom. Is there anything you'd like to add before we leave that I may not have asked about? Anything you want to say on the show or promote or anything?
I don't think we have anything else. Everything's been covered.
Awesome. Well, thanks once again for coming up and spending some time here. It was very, very nice to have lunch with you and hang out and watch you guys play. It was like when my friend came over a couple days after that, I said, "Oh yeah, this band was here," and I showed him where, and he's like, "How did you get them to come here? Like, what did you have to pay them?" I said, "I asked them to come, and they said yeah." And he's like, he just looked at me like I had 10 heads. He's like the balls on you for asking somebody. Now, believe me, I've asked like 100 people, and I've only had 3 people say yes. So the odds are stacked against me.
You play shows, and like you can play this, some venue and have nobody come out, and it ends up costing you more money. You're getting drinks, and then all of a sudden, like the venue will give you no money. You're like, you just kind of paid this one for free, and like it's a little bit better because it's relaxed. Now we're like, whatever. We're just gonna set up. We're gonna play.
Yeah, it was great. I was the set I believe was completely different than what you played in Philly, being that a lot of it was the new album.
Yeah, we played 10 songs, and 9 of them were all new.
Yeah, that was really I mean, refreshing. You know, like your album is literally right over there,
Mm-hmm.
and like that particular piece of art on that album cover with the cat, that cat that's up there,
Yeah.
there,
There.
that stuck out more than any other album cover between 2019 and now for me. Like the whole time I was doing this podcast thing, I'm like, that was the one that really stuck out to me. So the whole reason that I became obsessed with your music is just because of the cover of that album.
Oh, cool.
And when I finally played it for Jen, she's like, "Who are these guys?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, they're from Philly." And she was like, "Well, we need to go see them." So she was very excited, and I was very excited. So I can't wait to do a review on the new stuff when it comes out, and I'll be sure picking up a copy of that record.
Please join our Patreon page to get special behind-the-scenes footage and segments exclusive to Patreon, YouTube updates, also a sneak peek of what's coming next week, merch, and also services, free flash drive exclusively for segments in the band.